Hey folks, Chris once again. Welcome back to another video. And this is a request this time for EA Horror, a very nice person and a subscriber. And she wanted me to do my top 10 favorite or top 10 horror movies. These are no particular order. I'm just going to go one by one. I'm not going to least favorite to favorite. I'm just going to. I like all these quite the same, so I'm going to start off with Jaws. Obviously, if you're a horror fan, you don't have Jaws on your list, and what the hell are you doing? But Jaws is a classic, an easy introduction. Great movie. Me and my grandma used to watch it all the time. My brother Jeremy loved this movie as well. It was hell of a movie back then. I mean, a lot of people were scared to go in the fucking water, scared to swim in the ocean. So this movie got quite an impact when it came out, but like I said, I love this movie to this day. I like part 2, and then 3 and 4 I kind of hate because, I mean, the third one looks like a fucking cheap parody, and the fourth one is just boring. But the first one, the original, I mean, you can't get any better than this. It's a classic movie. But in the introduction, everybody knows, even if you're not a horror fan, you know what Jaws is. But yeah, there's Jaws. Next I have a very underrated sci-fi horror movie. That is The Class of 1999. Now, I will try my best to explain this movie without spoiling it. It's basically about this kid, Bradley Gregg, who plays the kid from Elm Street 3, the kid who got his veins turned to puppet strings. He plays the main guy in this movie, the main kid, and him and his buddies are in this like really troubling school, and their teachers are androids basically. And they start killing all the students in brutal ways. So Bradley Gregg and his buddies has to fight all the robots and have to kill them. And that is basically all the movie is, really. It's just a fun, well done. Acting wise, is really good. Bradley Gregg does a great job. It's cool that he got his own movie and he just didn't get killed off. He's got a brother named Angel who reminds me of my brother Jeremy so much. So I can relate to Bradley Gregg in this movie. And his buddy, he's got a bandana on. Him and his brothers have no power or anything in their fucking house, so they just sit down and smoke weed. Kind of like my brother down the hall. But yeah, it's a movie I can relate to, and a movie that I've always loved. And the sequel is not bad either. I don't have the sequel on DVD, but I want to get it because it's actually pretty damn good. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. Class of 1999. Let me get me a water. It's actually up here. A water. Next is Night of the Demons. I'm sure every horror fan knows about this movie too. If you don't know about it, it's basically about these kids, or teens, if you will, who go to this funeral parlor, which is hosted by this person here. Well, it's not a person, but when he starts out it's a person, but he turns into like a demon, gets possessed by a demon in the mirror, because they basically throw this big party, Halloween party at their at the funeral parlor, which I don't know why of all places to put a part to throw a party at the funeral parlor, but um um so she gets possessed. Her name is Angela, and then this girl right here, Linnea Quigley, she kisses Angela, and she gets possessed. Somebody gets kissed so much that they bleed it from their lips, so they get possessed, and so on and so forth. And there's like 7 or 8 kids at the funeral parlor. They all get possessed, and 2 people have to fight against them and kill them. I'm not gonna spoil this movie. I'm not gonna spoil any of these movies if you guys haven't seen them. But this is just a fun 80s movie. It's based, and it's not that gory of a movie. I mean, there are some pretty good makeup effects, and there's some gore. Someone gets their eyes poked out and all that jazz, but it's not really that much of a gore fest of a movie. But it's fun. It's entertaining. It's creepy in some scenes. And this is lovely, grotesque, and imaginative. I agree with that. It's imaginative. I do like the remake of this. I do like the 2 sequels as well. I need to pick those up. But without spoiling it, and there's nudity in this movie, so not for kids. But yeah. Really good movie if you haven't seen it. Next, I have Ginger Snaps. It's a movie that I've loved for a very, very long time. I saw this back in high school, when it was still kind of a talked about movie, and I heard about it. He's like, dude, you guys took this scary ass horror movie called Ginger Snaps. And I bought the DVD I actually ordered the DVD online, and I made my grandma while people watched it, and I loved it. Captain Isabel and Emily Perkins are great in this fucking movie. They're gorgeous, they're pretty, and it's basically about a girl named Ginger. She gets attacked by a werewolf, and she slowly turns into a werewolf herself. And that's all I'm gonna say. The acting by Captain Isabel and Emily Perkins are really good. The special effects, the gore, and the look of the werewolf is pretty damn impressive. Bridget and Ginger are really good antagonists, and Chris Lamps, who plays Sam, who helps Bridget get her sister back to normal, is actually pretty good too. The werewolf at the end isn't too bad looking. Actually looks kind of creepy. But yeah, Catherine Isabel is a queen of horror, and no doubt about it. Next is obviously The Exorcist. Needs no introduction. It's about a little girl who gets possessed, and the priests have to fight the demons. I'm not going to go into depth on most of these movies, just because everybody knows about most of these if you're a horror fan. But yeah, The Exorcist, spinning head, masturbation with the crucifix, crawling down the stairs like a fucking spider. I mean, vomiting on people. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. This is the director's cut, which is pretty cool. But yeah, that's what I have to say about The Exorcist. It needs no introduction. So next is Martyrs. Now, this movie, I'm not going to go in depth at all, because I actually want to review this movie, full spoilers and everything. But this is one of the most disturbing movies I've ever seen in my whole fucking life. It is fucking brutal. It is cruel. It is disturbing. I've become desensitized with some things, but this movie really fucks me up when I watch it. It is a heavy movie, man. It's about these two girls. One of them gets tortured, and she gets revenge on people who tortured her. This other girl she meets, they both help each other kill the people that tortured her. Then one of these girls kills themselves, and then the other girl gets tortured as well. And that's what I'm gonna say. But Martyrs, if you've seen this movie, you fucking know. You know. It is a fucking... It's a good movie, though, man. It is a good movie, but my god, it is disturbing, grotesque, fucked up, but it's a good fucking movie. I recommend it if you can handle stuff like a Serbian film. Next... Scream. Needs to fucking introduction, man. It's a movie about a killer with a ghost with this mask on, killing people. And I'm just gonna throw in all of the movies because I love all 5 of the movies. I want to see the 6th one here soon. But Scream is a classic. Rest in peace, Wes Craven. Great movie. Love Neve Campbell. I love David Arquette, Jamie Kennedy. Great movie, great series. Love it or hate it. I mean, yeah. Drew Barrymore, great opening. That's all needs to be said. Next, I have Dr. Giggles. Dr. Giggles is basically about this psychotic doctor who kills people around the neighborhood. Rest in peace, Larry Drake, who played Dr. Giggles. There was this horrific scene where this kid pops out his fucking dead body and has a fucking knife. It is insane. If you have not seen Dr. Giggles, I recommend highly you watch this. Again, I'm thinking about doing a review of this movie too. It's a fucking underrated movie that every horror fan needs to see. It's a twisted movie, but it's really good. It's a classic in my opinion. Next, needs no introduction because you know me, Megan. I had to throw it on here because I have been in love with this movie since the first trailer dropped. Megan is terrifying, creepy, and yet adorable at the same time. I mean, if you know, you know. It's about this aunt and this little girl who lost her parents in a fucking snowplow accident, and her aunt has to take care of her. And she introduced the little girl to this robot called Megan, and she starts taking care of Katie. And slowly but surely, she starts growing overprotective of her, and she ends up brutally killing people. And my god, I saw this in the theater, and I loved it ever since. If you've not seen Megan, for whatever reason, like, where have you been? But if you haven't seen it, I recommend it highly. If you're a Killer Doll fan, or even just a horror fan, see it. It's a good movie. And lastly, I'm not including the Chucky season 2. I can't get to my Chucky DVDs right now because there's so much stuff in the way. I'm gonna hold this up, but think of this as the first 3 Child's Play movies. Because those are my number 1. The first 3 Child's Play movies. Even though I love season 2 of Chucky everything. I love Chucky. The first 3 movies are my favorite horror movies in the world. Among my favorite horror movies in the world. Me and my grandma used to watch all the Chucky movies all the time whenever I come home from school, and she'd pop on for me. And her favorite was Child's Play 3, the one with the military. I really like that one too. I actually love all the Chucky movies and the whole entire TV series. Can't wait for season 3. I love Glenn. Actually, Glenn's right there, staring at me. But Yeah, Chucky needs no introduction either. It's Chucky. Where have you been if you have not seen motherfucking Chucky? Child's Play 2 is my favorite out of the three, though, because it's Child's Play 3. I love Bride of Chucky 2 and Seed, but there are my 10 horror movies, top 10 horror movies of all time. I could choose 1,000 other ones, but if I can narrow it down to 5, these would be it. But yeah, I'm definitely going to review Martyrs and Dr. Giggles here soon. If you guys want me to review those, let me know. It's gonna be hard to talk about Martyrs, man, because that movie, woof. But yeah. So next video will be a room tour because I have a couple of new things to show you. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Shout out to EA Horror for this request. If you've seen any of these movies I mentioned in this video, let me know what you thought of them, please. And yeah. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. See you guys in the next one. Peace.